I'm Dr. Parag Sampath and welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to tackle a topic that's close to my heart and crucial to our health: antibiotics. Now, antibiotics are a powerful tool in our medical toolkit, but over the years, I've noticed that there's a lot of confusion and misunderstanding about them. So let's get started. Let's dive deep into one of the most common misconceptions about antibiotics: that they can treat viral infections. This, my friends, is a myth. Antibiotics are like superheroes of the bacterial world. They are designed to fight bacteria, not viruses. So when we are dealing with illnesses like flu, colds, and most coughs, which are caused by viruses, antibiotics simply aren't the right tool to do the job. Take bronchitis for example, a common cause of coughs. On an average, a cough from bronchitis can hang around for around 18 days. It can be tough, but there's no miracle cure, and antibiotics won't speed up the recovery process. You've got to let your body do its thing and fight off the virus. This misuse of antibiotics was particularly noticeable during the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people were prescribed azithromycin, which is an antibiotic designed to treat bacterial infections. But here's the thing: COVID-19 is a virus, and viruses don't respond to antibiotics that are designed to fight bacteria. So, what's the takeaway? Be patient. Trust in your immune system. It knows how to overcome viruses. Taking unnecessary antibiotics can actually create more problems than it can solve. Remember, viruses and bacteria are different types of microbes. They are built differently, they reproduce differently, and they need different types of medications for treatment. Understanding this difference is a key to using antibiotics responsibly and effectively. Next up, let's tackle another myth. The more antibiotics you take, the more effective they become. This is far from the truth. In fact, the opposite is true. Frequent and unnecessary use of antibiotics can lead to what we call antibiotic resistance. This is a serious issue that's causing a lot of concern in the global health community. Here's what happens. When bacteria are exposed to antibiotics too often, they start to get smart. They can mutate and become resistant to the drugs that were designed to kill them. It's like giving your enemy the blueprint to your secret weapon. They can figure out how to defend against it. This makes future infections harder to treat because the antibiotic is no longer effective. So remember, antibiotics are not like a gym workout. The more isn't, the merrier. We need to use them responsibly to ensure they remain effective when we really need them. Here's another myth that needs busting. If symptoms improve, you can stop taking antibiotics. Now this one is a big no-no. Even if you're feeling like you could run a marathon, it's essential to complete the prescribed course of the antibiotic. Here's why. Stopping too soon can allow some of those pesky bacteria to survive. And what do surviving bacteria do? They can cause a reinfection or even spread the disease further. Think of it like this. You are in a race and you are ahead of the pack. You can see the finish line, but you decide to stop running just before you cross it. The others catch up and you end up losing the race. It's same for the antibiotics. Just because you are feeling better doesn't mean you won the race against the infection. You've got to cross the finish line. Moving on, let's address the belief that antibiotics are harmless. While antibiotics can indeed be life-saving, they are not without their side effects. These can range from mild issues like an upset stomach to more severe reactions such as allergies, and in some cases, they can even lead to life-threatening conditions. Now, let's talk about a serious condition called Clostridium difficile colitis. This is a severe infection that can be triggered by the use of any antibiotic, and in some cases, it can be fatal. Our gut is like a bustling city, home to many different types of bacteria. Among them is Clostridium difficile. Normally, it lives in harmony with the other good bacteria in our gut. But when we take antibiotics, it's like a meteor striking that city. The antibiotics can wipe out all the good bacteria, leaving Clostridium difficile free to multiply unchecked. That is why it's so important to use antibiotics responsibly. They are powerful tools, but they need to be used with care and under the guidance of a healthcare provider. So let's respect the power of antibiotics and ensure we are using them the right way. And remember, antibiotics aren't like over-the-counter painkillers. You shouldn't just borrow them from family members. Each antibiotic is prescribed for a specific type of infection and may not work for another one. Finally, let's bust one last myth. All antibiotics are the same. This is absolutely wrong. In reality, there are many different types of antibiotics, each designed to fight specific type of bacteria or to work in a particular way. It's like having different types of tools in a toolbox. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a nail, right? That's why it's so crucial to take the correct antibiotic for the specific infection. Using the wrong one would be like trying to open a lock with the wrong key. It just won't work. Remember, antibiotics are a precious resource. Using them responsibly is a key to ensuring they remain effective for future generations. We don't want to be the generation that used up all the antibiotics, do we? Thank you for joining me today as we busted some of the most common misconceptions about antibiotics. I hope you learned something new and useful. Remember, knowledge is the first step towards a healthier you. So keep learning, keep asking questions, and let's all work together to use antibiotics responsibly. Until next time, stay healthy and take care.